why am I here tonight? I'm here because I want to say thank you to Kurt, and I want to say thank you to his family for making the decision and making the sacrifice to run. So thank you. And Kurt Hayes is going to do that. Kurt Hayes has lived a life which we can all be proud of, and a life that we can all relate to. Kurt has, as we've seen here, his beautiful family. He worked very hard in the private sector for almost 20 years, or is it more than 20 years? Long time, still working in the private sector. That's experience that people in the public sector need to hear about. The kind of experience that Kurt has had at IBM will help him make better recommendations for how to run state government. Let me tell you, Mitt Romney was a great governor because he worked in the private sector. He looked at how things went in the public sector and said, why on earth would you do it that way? Isn't that wasteful? Isn't there a better way to do it? Can't we make this better? And you know what? He did. Kurt can do exactly the same thing. He can be that voice of fiscal responsibility. He can be the person who suggests a better way to do things. And he will absolutely give assistance to our very strong and hardy band, but small band of legislators in the State House who speak up on behalf of the people of Massachusetts and not wasting tax money, understanding that the money that people make is extremely important to sustaining their own families. They don't need to send it to Beacon Hill. So, Kurt, thank you again for the sacrifice that you've made and the decision that you've made to come forward and run for this office. God bless you. And that is the most important thing you can do for Kurt. Make sure that he gets to meet everyone, and if he does, they'll recognize him for the fine person that he is, and he will be your next state representative. Kurt, please come over.
Running for a simple reason. In addition to what it says here, that I'm going to go drive change that makes sense, Beacon Hill is broken. And as I've been out there this summer knocking on thousands of doors, the voters are agreeing with me too. They know that Beacon Hill is broken by what they see in the papers every day and on the news. The obvious waste and inefficiency, unfortunately the examples of fraud and corruption that are out there every day, and we see it. So while I'm talking to them, I say, if you agree with me that Beacon Hill is broken, what can we do about it? If you continue to send up the next liberal soldier to Sal DeMacy and the governor to continue that, and you're going to expect different results, that's not going to work. I'm pointing out to them I'm a different type of leader. I come from the private sector, and I believe that I have the experience with my career, my job at IBM, where I am a facilitator, and I work to pull groups together. And it is a very political environment, working with customers, the IBM folks, business partners and such, to pull them together. They all have different viewpoints, but they have a common goal. And we need more of that type of background up on Beacon Hill to support the efforts of the people. So I asked them, and they are agreeing out there on the campaign trail, you know, you're right, Beacon Hill is broken, and we need to do something different this year. They ever needed more evidence, things like 300,000 folks leaving the state the last several years, 2.2 million Massachusetts natives that now live in other parts of the country. So they are seeing that we have an issue here, and we need to help it by electing different types of leaders. See, we have the economic situation here in this district. We have things happening. You can feel the undercurrent in towns like Acton and Harvard and Shirley, where they voted in new selectmen who were talking about fiscal responsibility, watching the taxpayers' dollars. Not something to gloat about, but out in Shirley just yesterday, the voters soundly voted down overrides. They're telling them, their town officials, we've had it, and they're ready to tell the state government that as well. So the feeling around this district with this open seat election is that they are ready to vote in a different type of leader, to look out for their interest over the special interest. They're tired of seeing those continual examples, again, of that waste and inefficiency. They're ready to send someone with a practical background and relevant experience in the real world to go in there, and as we talked about with Mitt Romney, you have the experience to see that these things aren't right. We're running things inefficiently. There are these obvious signs of waste and fraud and such. We need to face up to those things and begin to drive change that makes real sense. Things like someone in there representing them who will, on principle, when they pass a ballot initiative, will go up to Beacon Hill to fight for their interests. If they pass a ballot initiative, I've talked about this in forums and on the campaign trail, I will support their initiative. One of those is the state income tax. If they decide that they want, the voters in my district decide that they want to eliminate that, I will be an advocate for it. But they know what's really going to happen up in the State House. They have ignored our wishes in the past. But I will definitely force as much as possible the rollback of that 5.3 to 5%. Now, as soon as you bring that up with the Democrats, as soon as you cut out that money, we're going to have to get rid of police and firemen. Well, that's a matter of priorities up in the state government. But when you talk about cutting back from 5.3 to 5%, that's $700 million, which of course the Democrats will tell you is a lot of money. But it's also, when you boil it down and put it in perspective, it's 2.5%. It's $2.50 out of every 100 that we need to go in there and find in the inefficiency and the waste. And we can certainly do that if we get leaders in there. We're going to, again, start to work with other folks in the State House to build that consensus and go do that top-to-bottom review. Because no one in the State House is going to stand up and say you can find the waste and efficiency in our organization. We need leaders who will go up there looking out for the interests of the people rather than the special interest groups and the lobbyists up there to go find that and root it out and make sure that we're returning the value back to those taxpayers in the state. And many more. I thank everyone for coming out tonight. Thank you, Lindsay. That might be the hook. And we have some more time here in the room. I appreciate everyone coming out again. And not to end on a down note, but I have these flags brought in here for a reason tonight. And that is that tomorrow is the anniversary, the 7th anniversary of 9/11. And it was 7 years ago tonight that some men, even right here in this Boston area, were doing their final preparations for the tragedy that they brought on this country and killing 3,000 of our countrymen. So I would hope, everyone, I would ask you to join me, as we often do at the beginning of Republican events. If everyone would stand, I'd like us to all share the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we'll close the evening. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Again, thank you all for coming. I appreciate your support and your prayers and your hopes and all the work that you will do on my behalf with me. I look forward to earning the honor of representing the 37th Middlesex District up on Beacon Hill, representing your interest, and again, going up there to begin to try to start driving change that makes sense for our Commonwealth. Thank you all very much.